Yeah, I guess it started with LGBT icons and the opinion pieces that I've been writing about, writing for that site. Um, and one of the pieces that I profiled was Kitty Genovese, who was the New York woman who was murdered in the 50s or 60s. And it kind of like created a focus on the bystander phenomenon or the bystander effect. So I started thinking about how that actually plays into things in your everyday life. So if it's not just, horrible crimes, it's like insipid behaviours in primary and secondary schools that go unchecked.
Okay. Who are your inspirations?
You, obviously. Yeah. Loads of people. Sandra Bernard, Larry Kramer, Courtney Act, Madonna, the guys from Frantic Assembly. Who else? I guess like Leclerc and Le Soiree and just brilliant drag artists that do that sort of stuff as well. And Joe's NYC Bar, the work that they were doing around the time when I was writing this definitely informed a lot of the shape of it.
So what's Unfuck Yourself about?
So it's a story about equality. It kind of changes on a day-to-day basis depending on what's going on in the world. But it does have a skeleton structure that's rooted fairly firmly in queer culture in central Scotland from the 80s to the present. So kind of like the issues that we face in society and have faced in the past, and kind of exploring the cause and effect of them.
Why now?
Well, look around you.
These are your
I
questions.
know. But yeah, just because of the state of the world. I mean, like the fact that when I started writing this, people didn't really know what the bystander effect was that much. Well, they certainly didn't know what confirmation bias was. And we've watched this, like, the election of 45 unfold, and people are more and more aware of psychological behaviours and those sort of tribal phenomena in terms of how people like inform each other's behaviours. So it's a good time to do this because people are already talking about that. People are already becoming a bit more socially aware, a bit more woke. So it seems like a fun time to address some of these current issues in a fun way. I hope a fun way.
What do you need the money for?
So we've tried to get this off the ground a couple of times, just based on the kindness of strangers and people wanting to contribute. We don't get any funding. We don't get any public funding, so there's nothing to subsidise it. We need money so we can pay artists to make it happen properly, because there's an ambition for this to be a much bigger thing that goes on and has a life of its own for the next, well, not a life of its own, a life that we control and grow and nurture. But there's a shortfall in the budget, so we needed to make sure that we pay artists appropriately, that we have money to promote the work, to do sort of marketing, venue fees, paying technicians, and all the usual costs associated with staging theatre or cabaret, really.
What are your ambitions for this piece?
Well, I want to do some scratch performances of it, so like maybe do a regular weekly performance. Once it's developed, sort of get it in front of different kinds of audiences to see what the potential of it is, and then present it during the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, and kind of see what the interest would be on taking it to other queer festivals, to queer venues, to then explore other avenues, see what it could become if the focus was women's issues, or if it was about race, or if it was about gender. My feeling is that it will always be about all of those things anyway, based on conversations that we've had with artists who have read the work and who are having their own responses to it. But ultimately, the ambition is to get it into the world, grow it, and make it part of the civil disobedience portfolio. So wherever we are with other stuff, we're also there with that, working with the artists who are collaborating with us anyway on this public discussion. Any more questions?
No.